LIFEFORM Chairs has been a leading manufacturer in the office chair industry for over 45 years. With 5 generations of experience as a family-run company, starting with leather upholstery, customer service and quality production is our goal. The heirloom quality can be seen and felt in our products. Providing the world's most customizable office chairs, we can accommodate any user. Our products have been proudly handcrafted in Calgary, Canada since 1976. I'm sitting here in the Lifestyles 8694 in the deluxe version, and we're going to talk about how to adjust it. So there's 2 adjustments that we'll make before getting into the rest, and the first adjustment that I always like to make is going to be the seat depth adjustment. On the left-hand side of the chair, as we're sitting in it, we have one small lever towards the back of the seat. Pulling this up is going to allow us to slide that seat forward or backwards to accommodate the user's leg length. Ideally, we'd like to see that seat pulled out, so as we're sitting, there should only be about 2 or 3 fingers space between the back of our leg and the edge of that seat pan. This is going to allow for just the best support, utilizing that contoured seat to reduce the most pressure. The next adjustment that we'll make on the right-hand side of the chair is going to be the height adjustment. It's the middle of the 3 paddles, and I suggest raising it up to its highest position so that way we can lower it to the ideal position. Ideally, our hips slightly above our knees with our feet flat on the floor is going to reduce the most pressure, promote the best position for our hips to allow for better circulation. Now, we'd like to see our feet supported on a footrest because it does 2 things. It's going to allow for our hips to be as far back position in the chair, so we're utilizing that backrest or that lumbar support. It also opens up the angle throughout our knees to allow for better circulation and blood flow. The next adjustment is going to be for the angle of the backrest, which out of the 3 paddles, it's going to be the paddle on the furthest towards the back. As we pull it up, the backrest is spring assisted forward. So when we lean forward, we can lock that paddle down, and now we're sitting in an upright supported posture. So as we're tasking and as we're working, we can maintain this 90-degree support. While that's great to be supported in, studies show if we open up that angle of the backrest just slightly to about 110 degrees, it's going to alleviate some additional pressure off the lower back. Now, for the height of the backrest, there's no buttons or levers. It's just going to work off of a ratchet system. So if we raise up slowly, there's 7 clicks to be able to raise this up. Before it sends it back down to the bottom to reset, you want to be sure to hear that click at the bottom and it'll reset. The goal here is to ensure the lumbar support is just above the belt line. Now, with the Schukra lumbar, we can increase the depth or customize how much support we're getting. Now, this Schukra lumbar doesn't work off of as a pump. It's not going to rotate all the way around. We have a minimum and we have a maximum. The next adjustment that we're going to talk about is the lock or unlock for the tilt function. So it's the first of the 3 paddles, and as we pull it up, it's going to unlock the chair and allow us to rock back or tilt. We can infinitely adjust this tilt and lock it into position by moving that paddle down. As we pulled it back up, we can also engage the forward tilt. So the small knob towards the front of the seat, just in front of that tilt paddle. As we rotate it forward, we're engaging the forward tilt. The forward tilt is a benefit because it increases the range of motion for the chair overall, but it also allows for the user to imitate that working posture where most people scoot to the edge of the seat and lean into their work. This allows us to keep our hips back into the chair, so we're utilizing that Schukra lumbar to support the spine, but we still feel engaged and we still have that forward posture. As we lean back and we rotate this paddle towards the back of the chair, it's going to disengage the forward tilt, or in other words, stop us back at neutral. Moving back to the left side of the chair, there's a cone-shaped knob towards the base of the mechanism. This cone-shaped knob is going to allow us to adjust the tension for that tilt. So going towards the plus symbol or rotating that towards the floor is going to add tension, or in other words, make it stiffer to tilt back. And rotating that knob towards us or towards the seat of the chair is going to loosen that tension. It's important to remember that the tilt function needs to be in its up and unlocked position in order for us to change that tension. That knob will still rotate if the chair is locked, but it won't adjust the tension. Lastly, we have the adjustable armrest. The memory foam pad here helps reduce a lot of the contact stress throughout the arms, the forearms, and the elbows, especially as we're typing and tasking. We can swivel these arms in so we keep our elbows supported closer to our body, especially when we're typing. It helps reduce what's called ulnar deviation of the wrist. The further away our elbows get from our body, the more our wrists have to turn. So having these rotate keeps our arms more naturally to our side. We can adjust the height of the arms using a small tab on the side, squeezing it with the arm pad to accommodate and make sure that our shoulders, again, are falling naturally to our side. And as we have this too high up, it's gonna force us to accommodate with our shoulders, can add some stress and strain. If we have this arm too low, we can round our shoulders out or try to reach for those armrests. So ideally, with our elbows naturally falling to our side, we don't want too much stress there. We can also adjust the width of the arms by unscrewing. There's a star-shaped hand screw. If you follow the arm bracket to where it meets the mechanism, we can adjust the width to fit any user's preference based on how they work. And that concludes the adjustments for the Lifestyles 8694 in the deluxe version. In closing, please remember to reference your user manual for more information on the adjustments, as well as warranty information and exclusions that may apply to your warranty. You can also find your care instructions for the material of your chair and regular maintenance. We want to make sure you get the most out of your LifeForm chair. For any additional questions, contact your dealer or visit us at lifeformchairs.com.